everybody.
Good morning. Omar, I'm going to send you that stuff. Boys and Girls Club. Okay.
So we're just one away from quorum, I believe.
Wow. One away.
One away.
And then if you get two more outs, we're in the inning.
Marisa, good morning. We also have, I don't know if you have the excuse. Yeah, Mon, we have 4, so we're only just one away. The excused for this meeting are going to be Mr. Camina, that has a work commitment, and Mr. Laurel, that also had.
For today's meeting.
Yes, so, okay, somebody else joined. Who else joined? Okay, so let's just give it. And everybody said yes, except for them two. So we should have a quorum. And I'm gonna start the meeting, and then I'm gonna have to step out a little bit because we have representatives from Aeromar coming in today. And so I'll be meeting with them this morning, but Joel is gonna take over.
Okay.
So at one point, I'll let you know when I'm stepping out. And we have, yes, we have 5, yay. Okay, so we have
Quorum.
quorum, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'd like to call the meeting to order for the Laredo Convention Visitors Bureau Advisory Committee committee. Today's Thursday, March 4th. It's 8:34 this morning. So I will begin with roll call. Magali Rodriguez.
I can see her on the screen.
Hi, good morning. I was having a hard time. I'm here.
Very
here.
Oh, okay.
Good morning.
Raymond Camina. Marisa Ramirez, present. Elizabeth Flores. Judith Gutierrez. Judy.
She's on the phone, ma'am, chair.
Okay.
She's via phone.
Okay. Omar Minjas. Richard Laurel. Salo Otero.
Speak to me, yes, present.
Welcome, sir, to our meeting.
Amen.
Gabriel Castillo. Okay. We have do we have a motion to excuse members? The 2 members are Mr. Camina and Mr. Laurel for today's meeting.
And
And who else?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there somebody else we need to excuse?
yes, if we can excuse also for the meeting of February 4th, if we can excuse Ms. Marisa Ramirez and Ms. Judith Gutierrez.
I moved to that effect that we excuse them for the February, what was it, 4th meeting?
February 4th?
And then the two members that asked to be excused for this meeting.
Do we have
Need a
someone?
second?
I second the motion to excuse our members. Motion carried. Moving on to the approval of minutes for the December 3rd, 2020 meeting. That is on our page 2 on our agenda.
If there are no corrections, additions, or deletions to the minutes, I would like to move that we approve the minutes as submitted. This is Judy Gutierrez.
I second the motion with Judy. Motion carried. Moving on to the public and citizen comments. Do we have one today, Eileen?
We don't have any, but I would like to take this time to also welcome Mr. Omar Mintas. He's the new member of our advisory committee. He's joining us today. And so we would like to welcome him to the Convention and Visitors Bureau Advisory Committee.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Welcome. We're a fun group, Omar.
Amen. I second the motion.
Of course, we
Okay.
have very competent staff that makes this meeting flow so nicely and easily, and as they have the answers to every single question. So if anybody has any questions, I mean, that's, they are very good at answering everything, so.
That's right.
No pressure.
That's right. That's right. And we don't have to go to confession afterwards because it's.
Okay.
The only bad thing by doing it through teleconference is that we don't get any coffee or any sweet bread.
yes.
Or any food.
Hopefully, now that we have vaccines coming in, hopefully soon we'll be able to see each other and you'll be able to come to our office. We are so looking forward.
I don't know how many of you have both of your vaccines. I already have both of mine. This is, of course, Judy Gutierrez.
That's great, Judy.
That's great. So yeah, hopefully we can all meet together here in our office.
Okay, so we don't have any public comments at this time. Moving on to a new item on our agenda, which is a committee appointments overview and discussion with possible action on nomination of the election of committee chair and vice chair. That would be nice.
You've done a great job, ma'am.
Thank you.
Marisa, you're doing such a fantastic job that, I mean, I would like to move that we keep you as, the chair.
Oh, well,
Send that.
I appreciate that, but I would like for someone else to have the opportunity for that, privilege.
Well, sure, but I think people learn from the person that is there right now. And, you do such a good job that people are taking notes and saying, okay, then maybe the next time I can do it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's it's now has to be voted, I believe.
We have to vote for, we currently have our chair, who's Ms. Gutierrez, and I mean, Ms. Ramirez, and we have the vice chair, that's Mr. Camina. So, Madam Chair, we can vote for chair this time around, and then next meeting, if we have Mr. Camina present, we can open, and just for the record, we have
It's Betty Flores. Welcome,
joining us.
Betty.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good to see
Hi,
you,
Betty.
everyone. Hi. ¿Cómo están?
Muy bien, Betty. How are you?
Hey, Veronica. I'm good. It's good to see you, Eileen.
Hi,
Hey,
Good morning.
hey, Reina.
I
Everyone
have a
good?
motion to-
Joel, have you been busy?
Yes. So there's a motion on the floor to keep Marisa Ramirez as the chair. And we will vote on the vice chair next meeting, right?
Just
But
because,
what we're voting on this morning is on Marisa to continue to be the chair. So that's my motion. Anybody want to second, that would be fine.
I second.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate the support and the honor to be able to do this. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You keep us going, girl.
I didn't hear.
Okay, I'll try. Huh?
Did anybody second my motion?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Mr.
Betty, thank you.
Ms. Flores.
Mr. Otero, you're on mute, just if you can,
Unmute.
there you go. There you go. Very good.
Okay.
I call for the question.
So then the vice chair will vote for the following meeting, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so motion carried that Marisa Ramirez will be the chair this coming new year. Thank you all very much.
You need to call
Thank
for a
you very
vote.
much for serving, Marisa. You do an outstanding job. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I try my best. Moving on to item 6, which is a discussion with possible action on meeting cancellation time.
So, Madam Chair, we wanted to bring this item to the meeting. We've had a few, and now this shouldn't be as common as it was in the last year, because as you remember, last year we had 3 seats open. And so it was a little bit difficult to achieve quorum in every meeting. Now that we have a full slate of committee members, it should go back to normal. But irregardless, we want to make sure that we have a proper procedure in case we don't achieve quorum at the beginning of the meeting. And so we would like to ask you what would be or decide if we call quorum or no quorum. So that is why we bring this item to the agenda.
Eileen, I think that, and I don't know about, but we had, I think in the past, have the 15-minute rule that we would wait 15 minutes, and if not, no quorum is met at that time, then we would cancel the meeting or continue the meeting without taking on the action items. That was one of the protocols that we had in place, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right?
Yes, and we started opening it a little bit because we knew some members would arrive a little bit later, but I think it's good to have a timeline so that everybody knows, okay, I have until 8:45 or 8:50 to get to the meeting and still make sure that we achieve quorum. So, yeah.
I just wanna encourage that, it's important that we all be on time to start our meeting, which is at 8:30. It's that would be a respect to all members and all staff members of the LCC. So, if you are running late, maybe a text or a call could be done to Eileen just so that we know you're on your way or you'll be with us momentarily. But
yeah, that would be very useful for us to know if somebody's coming, either to me or to Monica. That way we know who to expect in the meeting. Although we cannot know, but sometimes that morning things happen.
exactly.
And so we want to make sure. And again, we hope that this doesn't, we don't have any more no quorums, because now we have a full slate of committee members, but we want to be prepared just in case.
Of course.
Okay. I think that would be a good ruling, the 15 minutes, as Judy mentioned. And then, as we have in the past, we have reviewed the reports and so forth, and anything that doesn't have an action that needs to be taken. I think it's good if everyone is okay with that.
I think that, may I remind the committee members that whenever we discuss that, I think it's only fair for the people that show up to the meeting that if we're not going to make quorum, that we at least discuss items that do not require a vote. That way,
Correct.
the people that show up for the meeting, will at least have some discussion on other items.
I think that's very
We don't
important.
have to carry those items for the next meeting.
I belong to some other committees and organizations that do that. That if you have an action item and you don't have a quorum, you either do it online, virtual later, email everyone if you need fast action, or leave it for the next meeting, but you continue your meeting so that staff is able to at least discuss all the pertinent information and all their action, all their past work with
Yes.
board members and committee members.
Absolutely.
Very good. So,
So I think do you need a motion for that, Eileen?
if we can, yes, if we can have a motion just to have it as part of our,
On your record, yes.
yeah. Thank you.
Judy, make the
Well, that would
motion.
move to that effect.
I second.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 7, it's the review of the year-to-date financial statements, which can be found on page 5.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And we have our numbers. We have been very, as you all know, we have been very cautious in terms of how we use our monies.
Yes.
We have been able to, so now with a couple of things, and for the record, Mr. Castillo is here with us. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
So in page 5,
Who
you
joined
see
us?
the,
I'm sorry, I didn't get that, Eileen.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Who is with us? You said somebody joined us. Who is it?
Gabriel
I
Castillo.
can't see, that's why.
Gabriel Castillo, he's also one of our new committee members. He joined us last meeting.
Hi, Gabby, how are you?
Ms. Gutierrez can't see you. She's on the phone. Because I know he was waving to you. So on page 5, we have our financials. We, as you know, and for the committee members, just to give you a little bit of background, we, starting during the pandemic, we try to be as cautious as possible with the monies. And so we took some steps towards guarding those monies, making sure that we had enough, because we didn't know how things were gonna unfold. And so we didn't spend the whole amount of our budget as we would do at the beginning of the year, but rather we waited a little bit and we made sure we moved some monies around. And so we're still good in terms of our internal budget. We're able to participate in projects that have come along that look interesting. And so we haven't had to skip anything. We continue to make the proper decisions, and we have those monies. We continue to be cautious on how we apply those monies. Right now, we're in a moment where the government, especially the healthcare worker contracts, are starting to leave the city, because good thing, we're getting better, things are getting better in the community, but that also means that we are going to lose some of those contracts in our hotels. So this is when we're going to see, and the bridge restrictions have not been lifted. So we're going to see, we expect to see at least a month of adjustment. And so our numbers for the next month might not look that good, but we are prepared for that. We prepared from the beginning of the pandemic for a situation like this. And so our financials should be covered in that sense.
Saving from all this time to be ready for what's coming up ahead.
Exactly.
Okay.
Eileen, may I ask a question with regard to that?
Yes.
Rooms that are going to be vacated. do those contracts pay hotel motel tax?
Some of them do. Some of them do because some of them, and Ms. Ramirez and
Our contract at this time, Judy, they are paying the occupancy tax. There is a lot of change, turnover, like they have new groups, new people coming in, people leaving. So there's like a cycle, I guess, that they have. And they work 24/7, so they are bussed in and bussed out morning and in the evenings. So they are paying the occupancy. That is contributing to the city's taxes. So
yes, so that is why we haven't seen an impact like other destinations, not only in the occupancy but also in the tax collection.
And the week of the pandemic, of the other pandemic that we had,
That's no apocalypse.
the freeze, there were no hotels in the city, none at
Yeah.
all. And I mean
were-
none.
Yeah, we had Monica and Veronica were calling every day, every single day. They would call the whole list of hotels to check how they were doing, to check who had water, who had power, and if they had any rooms. So we were constantly in communication, and even the last day where people were already going back home, they started getting power back. We were able to provide that list of vacancies to community development because they had people at the shelter, at the arena, that still needed a place to stay. And so we provided that list to the community development so they could place those people, because they even had people from out of town that were caught in during the freeze here. And so they couldn't find a hotel, but they were taking in at the shelter. So once the shelter was being decommissioned, they were moved. They were referred to one of the properties that had vacancies.
What are you doing with those analytics that you collected from that time with the freeze? And the only reason I ask about the analytics is because I think it's very important that our legislators know what happened during that time at that level. I know I wrote an article on Sunday right after the freeze, and I gave literally every legislator's email address, because if you notice, they're not available on their websites. You have to email them first, and then they email you back. And I found them, and I was able to. It turns out they have been receiving stories and tales about what really happened, and it goes beyond someone being. Maybe who can walk to another place, to a friend, whatever. But the elderly were probably suffering. Our hotels. I think you should silence if you're not. Can you silence if you're not speaking? Mute yourselves if you're not speaking. The clinics. We had people who needed dialysis. That clinics were closed. These are the situations that our legislators need to know about beyond the hotels, which were also an issue. I realized I went down Monday night down San Bernardo only to find the Hotel Eva, the Marriott, La Posada were without electricity.
yes, we were.
And these were people that were had healthcare workers, essential workers staying at their place. These are stories that need to be told, that need to go in writing, documented, so they know that this should not happen again. Because we say, it was a one-time thing and people got fired and people resigned. It can happen again. It's just the reality of the way our government is structured right now and the way we're handling things. So it's very important that we document this. And if you have those analytics, please share them. And if you can share them with the rest of us, that would be great too.
Yes, of course. We have, so Veronica and Monica would tally every, the information. As I mentioned, they checked in regarding power, regarding water and occupancy. So we have those daily logs that we can share with you.
Aileen, and a lot of us reach out, like Gabriel said, to legislators, and more people probably did this last time. But I think it's important that we, the city, do a formal you know, reporting, formal, from the city of Laredo. This is what happened, and all other little stories that you hear, because it's okay to hear email and write in, but it's also very important that there be a formal, yes, what the community is telling you is true, and here is the data to support it. So
Yes,
that, I'm glad you all did that. That's very important. Thank you.
I agree. I agree.
thank you, and we'll pass this on to, also to our management team, so that it's part of the information that is passed on to the state.
And I think that that's very important that we do that. This is Judy. You know, that we do communicate with the legislators. Yes, it happened, and it's a one-time thing. It's a 100-year event, you know. But I do believe that if we do not report it, if we do not do anything about it, you know, we are destined to repeat. History is going to repeat itself,
Sure.
and there has to be something to be able to correct what was wrong. I mean, nobody knew the grid and, you know, whatever, the weatherization of all the homes and, you know, what we have and what we don't have. And it was a very, very tough lesson to learn, you know, when all of this happened. And I do believe that something has to be done to be able to correct these things. And if they're not corrected, well, then that's going to be on us, because now we know, you know, what a power grid is and what it's not. So let's do that, because I do agree with Betty that we need to have a formal report from the city, the county, you know, to be able to say, this is what we believe, well, what happened, this is our story. This is what happened to us. And I believe that what happened to us happened to every city in Texas.
Yes.
And I think that that's something that we need to learn from, and then have the legislators correct what is wrong, and not just say, okay, yeah, it's already passed, you know, and we're not going to have another event in, let's say, whatever time it is. No, we need to be able to get them to do something. This is something that is legislatively corrected. They need to do it. I mean, I know that it's political, but that's what they're there for, to make the hard decisions and to protect the
Amen.
Yes,
Yes,
thank you,
indeed.
Judy.
Aileen,
Definitely.
the other thing I think we need to do also as a community in a formal way is thank our hotel workers and owners, managers, all the people, because it was unbelievable what they did. You all, thank you, Magali, thank you, everyone, Marisa, everyone.
Thank you.
I really, I mean, they went, you know how you say, go out of your comfort level and go
Yes.
beyond. This was beyond. This was like giving more than 100%. And I think we have to thank them as a committee, submit a letter to the city council that we as a committee want to thank our hospitality industry for doing something that was so important at that time, saving people's lives.
Can I make a comment along those lines? Of course, we were talking about power failures. To thank also all these events that were canceled, right? The WBCA events, et cetera, and only one event survived. Only one event came to pass, was the Border Olympics golf tournament. And we have to send the Border Olympics directors a letter and saying, thank you for what you did, because we got that Border Olympics golf tournament on paper, and Mr. Averill, Francis Cullen Averill, I called him Francisco Pancho, but his name is Francis. Francis Cullen Averill, the director of the tournament, Edward Ochoa. Let it be put on the record, who's ever taking minutes, let it be put on the record that we appreciate the Border Olympics Golf Committee and Golf Tournament and Golf and Board of Directors, that they got 18 college, university, Division I teams to Laredo and did the golf tournament while all the other events that we had, including our beautiful wine tasting of my Boys and Girls Club or our Boys and Girls Club, and all those events were canceled. But here's the Border Olympics Golf Tournament following protocols.
Yeah, and they were outside. All the volunteers that showed up.
Amen,
You know,
amen. So
Well,
let it be put on the record. Whomever is taking minutes, that Border Olympics deserves a big old tip of the hat.
Yes, it's all being captured, Mr. Otero, on our
Thank you.
minutes. Thank you. Okay, moving right along to the February activity report. We begin with the CVB Director, Eileen. That should be on page 7.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have, before, just Mr. Otero reminded me of something, and I don't know if our new committee members know, but this meeting is being recorded, so if you see Gerardo Leal, Jerry Leal over there, is because our PAC, our PAC department and public access channel is recording these meetings, and they are posted to the city YouTube channel, and so the whole community is able to watch these meetings and share with the information that we're providing to the committee. So not only goes on record, written record that Monica is taking out the minutes, but also goes on video record that the community can access at any time through the City of Laredo YouTube channel.
Oh my God, I need to improve my lighting then, because I don't look very good on this.
So just so you know, you're on TV.
Thank you, Eileen.
And thank you, Madam Chair. And so talking about media, it's a perfect segue. We have the Hola Laredo podcast, and we have had such good comments about this new form of marketing and this new form of promotion that we, not new in the world, but new to us. And so the Hola Laredo podcast is now moving to 2 episodes per month. And this upcoming month, this last month, they're going to come up in the next one, but this last month we had a chat with JJ Vela from Laredo Heat. He talked to us about the upcoming season and what new things they're going to have and the new team members and coaches and all that good stuff. And we also chatted with Paco Barrientos, who's the board president for Laredo Main Street. And he talked to us about everything downtown and what Laredo Main Street is doing to promote all the businesses here. So it's another option to get familiarized with what Laredo is as a destination. And now you can access it. A lot of people ask us, where can I find it? It's available on Spotify, Audible, anywhere where you get your podcasts. And now it's also available on our website. So if you go to our website, you can find all the episodes there. And so feel free to share. If sometimes you don't know where people get their podcasts, they can also go to our website and listen to them. And the other thing that I want to touch on, and the rest of my report is there, but I just want to mention the Idomar visit. So today we're going to have a representative from Idomar. As some of you know, and thank you, Selena. Selena put on the chat the link to the podcast in our website. Idomar is visiting us today because we are doing another push here in the city to promote the flight. The flight reopens March 12th, so we're very, very close. We continue as the CVB, the marketing team continues to promote the flight in Mexico. we have shifted some of our money, some of our efforts from our regular promotion in Monterrey, given that the bridges have restrictions still. We've been very flexible in moving and changing some of those promotions to Mexico City. We believe it's a new market that requires a little bit more attention at this point. And so we're excited if you know of anybody that might want to join us either, this morning it's this morning, but in the afternoon, we're gonna also have a meeting at the airport with the representatives for Aeromar. So you're more than welcome to join us at 3:00 at the conference room at the airport. And this is to ask any questions regarding the services. Because what we want, especially in this case, is to make sure that the business traveler feels comfortable. On our side, as CVB, we're doing our part promoting the flights from Mexico City to Laredo. But today we're supporting the airport in promoting the flight from here out. So I don't know if you have any questions. I'm here to answer.
Eileen, can I make a comment?
Yes,
Ask a representative from the Tecolotes de los Laredos, Cuitláhuac Rodriguez.
They have a business relationship already with Aeromar. They are
right, but in coming to and you promoting us promoting the Tecolotes as a beautiful national bicultural event. It's been here for 30 years now, and sometimes we take it for granted, ¿verdad?
Yes.
We take it for granted.
No, definitely. It's part of our promotion, and we will continue for sure. We will continue promoting that. We just had Samuel, for those of you who don't know, Samuel is our sales representative in Monterrey, but Samuel and I had 10 meetings with travel agents this week, and one of the key points was promoting the Tecos. So it's definitely on our radar.
The general manager of the Tecolotes, his name is Cuitláhuac Rodriguez, St. Augustine graduate. He lives in Laredo, Texas. The son of Chito Rodriguez, and Chito Rodriguez has been in baseball for 50 years here in Laredo, and very little publicity on him being the new person in charge of the Tecolotes in Laredo, Texas. He was a bat boy in 1976 when the Tecolotes, B-A-T, not B-A-D. He was a bat boy for the Tecolotes back in 1976.
Very good. No, thank you for that information, and for sure we will continue promoting them. Thank you, sir.
I thought you still had connections at the Times. I'll call Bill Green.
Okay, what was that comment? I look good, but I don't hear words.
I thought you still had pull at the Laredo Morning Times.
Yes. And we write a lot of letters to the editor. So anytime we have a chance, but one guy told me, he says, don't write one on me yet, because you sometimes you just write letters to the editor on people who die.
Okay, well, Mr. Otero, thank you so much for that information. And moving right along, is there any other questions for Eileen on her report? If not, we move on to...
Thank you. Madam Chair, if I may, I'm going to step out to take care of the Aeromar meeting. But Joel, I'm going to leave Joel as the host of the meeting for any, to go on for the rest of the...
Thank you, Eileen, so much for all your hard work. We'll be in touch.
Thank you for joining us today. And welcome to our new member, Mr. Minjas, and a second welcome to all our new members that joined last meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eileen. Okay, so we have no other questions for Eileen's report. We're moving on to the Assistant Director's report, which is Joel Vasquez. It's on page 9.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Morning to everyone. We want to welcome the committee as well. My report's on page 9. I wanted to really excited for this summer. Wanted to highlight the pony tournaments. We met virtually with. We had a Zoom meeting with Mr. Rosas, who's the president for the Laredo Pony. And for this year, we're going to be having 2 big tournaments in the summer, on July 30th through August the 2nd. And we are expecting 10 teams for the Bronco and 10 teams for the Palomino. And this is not only gonna be teams from the US, but actually from other countries as well. So they've been involved with the association, with the pony, and taking all the requirements with everything with COVID. And now we're seeing how things are coming, getting better here in Texas and the US itself. So we're really excited for this tournament. Obviously, if the teams cannot make it from international teams, they'll be getting either Texas teams or USA teams. But both tournaments are still going to have the 10 teams. From there, they're going to be 2 local teams from Laredo. So it's going to, in total, we're going to have 18 out-of-town teams. Will be international with 1 or 2 that might be from the States. So we're really excited about that. And then we were also awarded for 2022 to 2025 the softball girls pony World Series tournament.
Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, so the first year that we had it, we had a little bit over 100 teams. So we're looking that on average, we'll have at least minimum 125 teams. But once we have the sports complex that is working right now, we should definitely hit a little bit over 150 to 200 teams. So we're hoping that that's going to be for 3 consecutive years. We're really excited for that. Once we have a complex, we'll be able to have more tournaments, and it's going to really impact our community. And so that was basically one of the things that I wanted to highlight. I'm not sure if you guys have any questions regarding my report.
To congratulate you, Joel, on all that you're doing. It's a very, very, the time that we're living through is, it's very difficult. And just looking at what we have to look forward to in the future, that's very nice. That's very, very enlightening, and it's very good that we're going to be getting those tournaments. I'm so happy to work through this pandemic and look forward to a brighter future, which is what this is, a brighter future for Laredo and for, of course, the summer and for the kids in the Pony League, and which has always been a very, very good thing for Laredo. I mean, we have a lot of kids. I mean, we're a baseball town. Kids love baseball. And the summer leagues are very, very important to this community. Thank you so much, Jorge, for continuing to work and give us a hope, for the future, at least for the 2022, 2025. I mean, that to me is like, in the future, how nice to be able to look forward to that.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Gutierrez.
I agree with that. Well, let me share this with you. When there was a Caba World Series several years ago, the director there, I think Mr. Olivares was the Parks and Recreation director. He said, "Salo, come on over here to the Rio Grande hotel." It was, now that it's no longer that. Now it's a veterans home now. He says, "Come here, I want to show you something." There must have been 3,000 pizza boxes in that hotel. What do the kids eat a lot? Pizza. So tell our pizza places to get ready, baby.
Yeah.
Because man, they eat pizza like donuts.
For sure. Thank you.
Joel, thank you so much for your information. If no one has any questions or any more comments, we can move on to the Services Coordinator, Veronica Gamboa's report, which is on page 11.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Madam Chair. Thank you. My report's on page 11. As Marissa said, I'm going to highlight that we are working on sister cities. We're actually still, everything's uncertain right now, but we're working to do the face-to-face. But we are also working in additional to it, a e-commerce sister cities will be like a sale online. And we already have the vendor. We're gonna start working on finalizing that project, hopefully before around summer, hopefully at the end of July or August, depending on the situation. It's very difficult working nowadays because it's everything via virtual, but we're working hard to do that. But we have a great news. We do have ready our arts and culture website. We do encourage you to go visit it so you could tell us what you think, what any comments. Obviously there's always room to grow and to improve. So I will be adding right now the link to the website so you could see it. Let us know your any opinions or comments that you might have, so we can make the changes and make it friendlier to everybody, especially our visitors. This website would show them. They will get to meet the history part of when Sister City started with Mayor Flores. And it also is going to show them how the artisans do their product, to meet the artisans that come to our sister cities. So it's going to be, it's something very cultural, something that I think it was already upon due since the event has grown so much the past 18 years. So I think it's something that we are excited about in this times of sad news. It's something that people could come and see it.
Be positive.
Be positive. Take those few minutes of seeing something so bright and so cultural and so fun. But also, and our e-commerce will be added to that same website where people could also shop. So it's going to be an option where people will want to see how the all in culture side of it, or those that just directly want to go shop. So hopefully, that will be
wonderful.
Yes, that will be a project that will be completed that we've been working on very hard. And also, we are also working we worked on Austin's delegation, Austin's legislative gifts. We're not, sending out, the usual promotional items that we do so they can have us in mind, especially with all this crisis that's been happening to the city. So those are the highlights of my report. As I mentioned, we did reach out to the hotels. They did, I believe one that was having most trouble courtyard. For some reason, Best Western Plus was fully functional, and also Fairfield on my side was also having issues where half of the hotel had light, but the other half didn't, and also La Posada had also that same situation that was partially functional. So those are my highlights of my report. I don't know if you have any questions.
No, just to comment on your training that the CVB team attended a cash handlers training. I think that's awesome.
Yes,
Talking from a financial end.
Yeah, we're actually moving towards. We have. I didn't put photos, but our gift shop's already set. We already had all the furniture. We have already placed the items. So it's very nice. Hopefully, as soon as we are open to the public, you all could come and visit. It looks very, 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 very nice. It's for people that are from out of town, or they just, or they were from Laredo and they moved out. But we're working to get that going as well, the online and our gift shop that we have here. So that's why we took our finance.
Well, congratulations and thank you for all your hard work, Veronica.
Thank you.
Anybody have any other questions for Veronica?
Oh,
No.
tell me more about the gift shop. You said you have, the gift shop contains Laredo branded.
online and the gift shop here in our office both have our promotional items that have Laredo. We have a combination since recently we changed our logo. We have a combination of we're in the transition, so there's some items with the new logo, some items with our previous logo, and we also have partners in our gift shop here in CVB. We have partners where we have some artwork, some of the farmers market items, as well as our team items. We have Laredo Heat. Not only from our promotional items, but also our partners.
We have also from the Webb County Heritage Foundation.
Yes, Webb County.
India. So we have a little bit of everything. And obviously it's to promote all those. Our goal is, so they could get a little piece. And if they want to go further, they could go to the museums, they could go to the stores or to the golf course or the university, and they could purchase more stuff.
Yeah, we're kind of using it as an anchor where they come and see what they offer. And in case they want additional items, we will refer them to the partner that, it makes the product.
I think it would be good to let the chamber, I'm sure you probably already did this, but the chamber know that you're doing this, because I know we've had our own customers who have their companies ask us for if we have anything from Laredo, because they're going to give a package to someone arriving from up east, or California that they're visiting or they're doing. So I think the more we can spread the word that you all have this gift shop to our local corporations might be good, because and there might be baskets you can already put together, or bags, or gift, like a gift deal that they can just pick up and go with. Because I know that like I said, I get calls, and I don't mind pushing IBC, of course, but if it says Laredo, does it say IBC Laredo? I said, yeah, we'll put. Don't worry, I'll just put Laredo in there. I'll iron it on and whatever I can. But your deal.
We're actually gonna do a big push with the marketing team on the online and the gift shop. So we're working on that just since we've been closed. But now that things are changing as every day, we are working on doing that promotion soon. So it will be out there, and of course we'll contact the Chamber of Commerce. Any other comments or questions?
I have a question. Do you guys utilize QR technology on like the exteriors or the windows? If you're not familiar with QR, everyone's using it for the menus, virtual stuff. I know that just in the retail side, we have it for marketing on all of our vacancies. So just another thing to think about, to add that to a list where they can literally go online and start shopping, or look at what items you have without going in. Just something to think about.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yes, we would put it in our notes, and I think it's a great idea to have maybe something outside our doors whenever we are maybe not in business hours. People could actually still buy online. That's great. Thank you.
Veronica, you on your RF? What are sneeze guards?
Oh, sneeze guards. It's the plexiglass that they put now that you see in the sneeze guards that are going to be put in the front of our lobby. We're actually just to protection of our staff and our customers. We're going to have the plexiglass in the front, and then we're actually in the front lobby. I mean, unfortunately, you haven't seen it how it was before, but now it's actually going to raise the wall and have the plexiglass in the front so people can have easier transactions, especially for our cash handlers.
Okay, thank you.
Can I interrupt with something? Just a protocol for virtual meetings. If you're not speaking, you should be on mute, because I can't hear some of the other people speaking when other microphones are still on. So I know it's one of those things we're learning as we go along. So, but it's best if we mute if we're not speaking.
Thank you. Anybody else have any additional questions or comments?
Okay, Veronica, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Moving on to the marketing manager's report with Selena Lebron, which is on page 16.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone had a great week. Everyone survived the COVID snowvid. What is it? I mean, it was just crazy, but on to better things. I know everybody already heard the governor's announcement about opening up Texas back up to 100%. We are keeping tabs with other destinations throughout the state, seeing how it is that they're going to be doing things on their end. We do know that, businesses will obviously have the authority to go back, to regular working hours and capacities and everything. But we do see that some businesses are going to keep with the social distancing, face mask usage and whatnot. So that's something that obviously we want Laredo to open back up. We want business to come back in, and we want everybody to still feel safe when they come and visit us. This news helps us in being able to bring back our influencers that are both from the U.S. and from Mexico. Just show their point of view to reach different audiences. We are going to start scheduling visits to come in. And we had a group that had already been pre-selected that were going to be coming into Laredo, but obviously with things that had happened before, everything was put on pause. Having a meeting this Friday just to look at profiles and see who it is that best fits Laredo's market and who can just convey and show what it is that Laredo has to offer to kind of entice their audiences, so we can go ahead and see and build on those future visits. Mr. Minhas, thank you so much for bringing up the QR codes. It's something that we have done in the past before for special projects. And, right now that you mentioned about, window signage, I think, that is a good idea that we can go ahead and put that on our windows for after hours, for weekends when they're not available, but people can go ahead and still see what it is that is, the offerings that we've got in our gift shop. We've also, seen that, I guess you could say, requests for paper pamphlets and visitor guides and all that in our app, and I'll go ahead and send you all an email if y'all want to go ahead and download our app, Visit Laredo PX. And that's basically just, a virtual visitor guide for Laredo, where you don't need to carry around, your maps. Digitally at your disposal. And of course, Gabrielle, just to let you know that we do want to go ahead and make sure that we do a well-rounded push when it comes to launching the gift shop, either in person or online. So we are going to be doing just a little promotional blitz on that. And we will go ahead and make sure that we do keep the chamber in mind and any other partners. What we wanted to do is not only have a mix of, Laredo promotional items, but also showcase Laredo's talent. And we got Pati Orduña that did some beautiful hand-painted mesh bags, and we got other partners like La India that are donating their items, or we're not donating their items, but partnering up with us. Tammy Yu, LCC, and we just wanted a little outlet, a little place for the people that do want Laredo souvenirs, aside from us having to tell them to go to Walmart, and it was just like general Texas magnets and things like that. So it's something that has been in the works, and we know a couple of council members have been requesting this, and finally we're at a point where we're going to be ready to launch. And the launch date internally that we've got is in 2 weeks. And if everything goes well, then, we will go ahead and solidify that date. My report also included a couple of our RFPs that we put out there in regards to soliciting a new agency for the U.S. market, along with some videos that we'll be doing. Part of our destination training that we would do in person, and was like a full day immersion to know all about Laredo. And now what we want to do is do a couple of courses and have them be video accessible, so that anybody, if you don't have the time to leave your workplace for a day, because, we would get that pushback from several hoteliers letting us know that they needed their front door people. They needed, their chambermaids and everybody to be on premise to work. And, that's why we couldn't be able to get them to be part of this program. So now here you kind of can go ahead and graduate through the program at your own pace. The videos, that we aim to go ahead and produce are going to be 9 different segments, just to make sure that we cover all of Laredo's offerings. And once, that person, that frontline hospitality worker finishes those series of videos, they can go ahead and receive just their little, Laredo Ambassador Destination certification. And we're always looking for their assistance. And we want everybody, the visitors that come in, when they ask either the person that's checking you in, the person who's renting your car, the person who's waiting on you when you're at a restaurant, what is there to do in Laredo? We want them, as many people to be fully informed of what Laredo has to offer. And we want to get away from there's nothing to do in Laredo.
Yeah.
So that's our answer to that phrase that really is just very bothersome, for us being here in this industry. So we're hoping that kicks off well, once we do get somebody to, or we review the bids that come in for the video production. And more than likely, we were supposed to have gone to council to go ahead and have our Texas Film Friendly certification on the council agenda, but we're just finalizing a couple of little details, and we should hopefully have that on within the next month. And what helps Laredo getting the Texas Film Friendly certification is that we can go ahead and partner up with the governor's office, and they can go ahead and have us as a destination on their database for when you have directors, you have producers, you have independent filmmakers that are looking for places to film within the state. They have, Lubbock, San Antonio, Austin, Palestine, and we want to go ahead and be on that list so that they know that Laredo does have a variety of locations where they can come in and, film their movies, their documentaries, and, any type of film related assistance that we can provide for them and that we can partner up with will just go ahead and help us better our presence within the state.
That's really good, Selena.
Selena, we have historical locations.
Historical, yes.
Yes. The workshop that I attended, they actually mentioned that the most popular sites within the state of Texas are historical sites, football fields, anything sports related, kind of just locations that look very rustic, very old town, Western, and as well as I think they mentioned gravel pits. They're like, if you have gravel pits, if you have, stuff that looks like you're outside in a desert, like some movies where they're filmed, you think they're in space or on Mars or wherever, and they're like, no, that was in this city, that was in this other state. So, we do know that we do qualify with those locations that are heavily solicited within.
Absolutely.
I wanted to suggest something. I don't know. Have you been planning or thinking about redoing paper maps?
Yes.
I think we need some desk booklets that we can have something that is really user friendly for our guests at hotels. Especially if we can make it something fun. Doesn't have to be an actual map, but highlight those historical sites, those places to visit, areas, maybe highlighted in areas. Like it can be something, not necessarily a map with, all the streets and everything, but locations, important locations, places to visit. I think that will be, something good to have. If you guys can produce something really nice. Something really good to have. The second thing is, it's very popular right now, murals. I know we have some very nice murals. I think if there's a way to continue with that trend, I think that can also, everybody wants those nice pictures that they can highlight in Instagram and the tags and everything. So that's another thing that if there's opportunities to promote or to
look into.
So Magali, thank
Yes,
you.
definitely. And thank you so much for bringing that up. I completely forgot to include it in my report, but we do have Beatriz Delgado on staff who's working with the Environmental Services Department. And we are looking to launch a self-guided tour that will be featured on our website. A bio on the muralist and just, give everybody an idea of how it is that they can maneuver themselves throughout town so they can go ahead and see these murals. But yeah, that's something that we did see an interest in.
Elena, let me just tell you all this before, you know how they say, see it before it's gone? At the Chick-fil-A, they have a young person that is the I think is the son, I'm not sure if it's a son or daughter, of one of the employees that painted about the mask, but with this beautiful black and white. You all need to see it. I can't even describe it, but everybody needs to see it. And I didn't get a chance to take a picture of it because I didn't have my phone with me. Somebody needs to promote that kid. Unbelievable. And I'm so glad Chick-fil-A did that.
I wasn't aware of that, Mayor, but I will go ahead and look it up. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Five.
North
Okay.
Laredo.
All right.
HEB plus.
Yes.
Okay, any other questions for Selena? Selena, thank you so much for your hard work.
Welcome, Marisa.
And office with Samuel and Selena. Their report is on page 28.
Celine and Samuel, SNS. All right, Samuel.
Good morning, Madam Chair, and to all the committee members. Report, I would like to talk about the streams that we continue to have. I would like to highlight that due to new health habits acquired worldwide here in Monterrey's noise section, we wanted to talk about the offering that Laredo has, talking about parks and trails. Okay, people share the trails and options, so visitors, when they can come back, they know where to go, so they can have a walk, they can jog, or even ride a bike. Okay, we even talk about places where they can rent a bike for free. Okay, and we also highlighted the great pictures to all of them. Okay, we also continue to have communications with contacts from different areas as for business, events, and tournaments. Okay, and for example, talking about business contacts, we shared information about the port, the Port Laredo, and the Texas Trading Trends webinar. Okay, there were special guests, Elia Guevara, Port Laredo is having with our contacts, with our business contacts here in Monterrey, and we also manager Edgar Moreno, so we can have a plan ready. Once bridge restrictions are off, they can come back again to have the seminar in Laredo, Texas. Also, in the state, in Nuevo León state government recently allowed golf tournaments, golf courses to reopen. So we've been very close with them. Ready, okay? And we also continue to to be in the touch with those event coordinators like IBTM Americas. We're working with them on meeting agendas, promotional items, updating information. In a distribution and campaign, a mail campaign to talk about Laredo and all the highlights and the news we have to offer to all the visitors and databases that we've collected throughout all these years working here in Casa Laredo. Those are
the baseball teams. Is there still just one baseball team in the Mexican League in Monterrey? There used to be the Industriales, and then there was another one, o nomás uno. Just one.
Los Sultanes.
Los Sultanes. No more Industriales.
No more Industriales. No. They're Los Sultanes.
I'm dating myself.
But it's still good information, Mr. Otero. For Samuel or Selena Rodriguez?
Good report, Samuel. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you for your hard work and thank you for promoting the city of Laredo.
One more quick question. Do you have any light? I remember going to a theater there in Monterrey to see Evita Perón. And is that coming back, or is that still not? Well,
we have it.
Is there a zoo there besides the people that are standing up? Is the zoo still in Monterrey or not?
To the newest soccer team stadium.
Is that
in Bioparque Estrella too?
All right, and is it open? The animals don't have.
This is too restricted, okay? To people, okay. Still
They already got the vaccines.
If not, do we have any other any announcements and we need to bring forward to our meeting today?
Can I make a quick announcement? The Laredo Boys and Girls Club, the oldest in 1946. We're celebrating our 75th anniversary with a nice raffle that's going on. We had to cancel our big BCA, but now March the 18th, we're having a nice little raffle with a lot of nice items to celebrate our 75th anniversary. That includes diamond a ticket. That's coming up because Boys and Girls Club. Let me just share this with you. Up, right? Kids and families who have money, where do they go on spring break? San Antonio, the Valley, the beach. South Laredo, the Lamar Bruni Vergara, it was packed. The kids that don't have money, the families that don't have money, where do they go on spring break? So please, and a lot of nonprofits are having raffles. Let's promote them. Let's they are really, really important to our community.
Thank you, Mr. Otero, for that announcement. We'll take note of that. And I believe if there's no other announcements to be brought, then our next meeting date is
all our fools be here.
Are we all
yeah.
in agreement to have it on that day? Do we have, yes, everything, we'll have it on April. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, April.
Yeah.
If there's no other items to be brought to our agenda or to our meeting today, we are ready to adjourn.
That we adjourn?
I second.
The meeting has been adjourned. Thank you all for everything. Stay safe and we'll see each other soon.
Yes, thank you guys.
God bless
Stay
you.
safe.
Thank you.
Soon, bye-bye.
You guys take care. Bye-bye.